Salesforce seemed to say all the right things in its earnings call last night. Investors cheered ambitious guidance for the coming fiscal year, as well as a $20 billion stock buyback program. Yahoo Finance's executive editor Brian Sozzi spoke with Salesforce chair and CEO Marc Benioff to discuss the quarter, as well as the company's board. Take a listen.
We've had some great experiences with our board. We've had two board members that we're sadly having to say goodbye to. They've been with us for 20 years. Sandy Robertson and Alan Hassenfold, incredible executives who've really guided the last 2 decades of our performance. And we're saying hello to 3 great new executives. I mean, one of them has been part of our ecosystem. You might have seen him at Dreamforce when you were there, Brian. Mason Morfitt, the CEO of Value Act Capital. He was not just at Dreamforce and has met with our customers and spent time with all of our executives and employees, but built these incredible decks showing us new levels of performance that we could get in a distribution strategy and pricing. You know, he was on the board of Microsoft, so he has incredible wisdom from that and from, you know, running Value Act as the CEO. So we said, what, Mason, you should really be on our board. You're really adding value like we've never seen from an outsider. His founder, Jeff Ubben, also was someone who was there at Dreamforce with us. He's an old friend of mine for many years, incredibly wise and enlightened person as well. And, you know, we're like, wow, Mason, come in and help us. And then Sasha Morin, this, you know, the MasterCard's a great customer of ours, the chief financial officer. Has incredible financial engineering expertise. We've asked him to join our board, and probably one of my favorite CEOs of all time, one of the top CEOs in the world, Arnold Donald, is also joining our board. So we have 3 great new board members, and that's 5 new board members in the last 16 months. Incredible.
Yeah, I've gotten to know Arnold Donald through the years. He's been very
just
informative.
Great person, isn't it? Just great person.
Let me ask you this, Mark. I've been doing this for a while. I know I may appear young, but I have been doing this for a while. I've never seen...
You don't appear that young, Brian.
Thanks so much. I appreciate it. Thank you so much for the raw honesty. The active situation, I have never seen anything like this. You know, what is there a resolution in sight? You know, how does this all end, and how do you move beyond it?
Well, look, I can really learn from anyone, and I enjoy meeting new people, and I enjoy talking to folks. And look, there's lots of different levels of understanding of enterprise software. You know, there's different understandings of our company, who our customers are. But it doesn't matter what grade all these folks are at. I'm trying to ingest and learn and understand their perspectives. I think it's extremely important that I have a beginner's mind. You know, I like to practice the Japanese concept of shoshin. You know, how do I have a beginner's mind? And in the expert's mind, Brian, you know, there's no possibilities. You know, the beginner's mind, there's every possibility. And that is really my approach with everything that has been going on with Salesforce. And it's been great. And then out of that, wow, I was just really blown away with Mason Morfitt and how he was able to just, you know, grok what we're doing at Salesforce, but then deliver these, like I said, these decks, which outlined what we thought was just strategic directions for our company that really showed his expertise. And that's why we've added him onto our board.
Mark, you really, you've long been seen as a pioneer in software, but also in the business community. And you're a co-founder of this really large company. How has this been to go through a situation like this?
I'm having the time of my life. I mean, this has been 24 years. You've been along the way for a long time, too. You know, you've been to all our events. You've talked to so many of our customers and our employees. And look, this is great. Who would have thought, you know, 24 years ago when I was a few blocks away from here at the top of Telegraph Hill in an apartment overlooking Mount Diablo, before it had all this gorgeous snow covering that it has today, I would say we could never have imagined that we would have delivered, you know, one of the very largest and most important software companies in the world. I'm very grateful to everyone who's been part of this journey, and I couldn't be happier with where we are today and where we're going.
Where do you see yourself in the next decade, Mark? What's your next act?
I'm right here in the present moment, Brian, which is where I think you should be too.
I got to ask the tough questions, though, Mark. I got to ask these things. I have to. It's just part of the gig.
I am having a great time, and I am just loving, you know, being the CEO of Salesforce. If you're trying to allude to like what my succession strategy is, I mean, you've been following the company a long time. You know, I always have a strong successor in place. I always have a strong number 2. I always have a strong management team. That's what I love, and that's what I'm very much committed to at the board.
Is that person inside the company? Have you have like a group of people?
Oh, we definitely have
Gotcha.
people inside the company, absolutely, and that is something that we'll continue to develop and grow and enhance and make sure that that's a core part of our strategy, and it always has been and it always will be.
Salesforce co-founder and CEO Marc Benioff, thank you so much. I know it's a busy time. We'll talk to you soon.
Thanks for taking the time, Brian. All the best.
Of course. Thank you.
That was our Brian Sozzi speaking with Salesforce Chairman and CEO Marc Benioff.